Hello and welcome to this All Hallowed Eve episode of Go Williams Lake. Yup, we're coming up to that time of year where pumpkins glow, people look different, and kids get to eat lots of candy. It's all so very scary. So I thought we'd start the show off with a scary story from the late 19th century. Basically, it involves a crazy slave-driving woman who murdered gold miners to make money. The 108 Mile House Heritage Site has a troubled past, and it's all because of one woman named Agnes McVie, who, in the late 19th century, had quite the money-making scheme.
Agnes McVie kept a bevy of girls, and the miners going north and south to the gold fields would either buy a girl to take with them, and on their way back, if they had a fistful of gold, they met their demise and either shot by her husband or Agnes would poison them.
So, she was essentially prostituting young women to murder men to steal their gold. Quite the noble one she is. But her evil scheme came to an ultimate end when she met a man named MacDonald.
She took a liking one day to a prospector that went north with a girl that he bought off her for $4,000.
The plans were to kill MacDonald, but legend has it that McVie decided against that. However, her husband went and did the job himself to secure the $8,000 worth of gold. McVie, unimpressed, poisoned her husband the next day. But it didn't end there.
Little did they know that the girl that he had, the prospector had, the girl took off and the authorities picked her up and she told them what happened. And so as a result, Agnes and her son-in-law, Al Riley, were picked up and taken to Kamloops. And supposedly she committed suicide by poison while she was in jail and Al Riley was hung.
The original building has moved and changed over time, but the spirit of the place still remains.
We had a psychic here one year up here from Los Angeles, worked with the Los Angeles Police Department, and she went upstairs in this hotel, in this building, and she come down and she was quite upset. She said there was a being up there that is not very friendly at all, so she wanted to leave immediately.
So, even when you think you've heard the craziest of ghost stories, remember, this area was the Wild West, and there were some truly scary people who now still haunt the place. With Go Williams Lake, I'm Jonathan Horst. Now, during Halloween, you don't just have to go trick-or-treating, because there are plenty of other activities going on around town to get you into the spirit. The season will start off with the haunted house being held by our local Boys and Girls Club. In its 6th year, this house aims to scare.
So this year we're doing a carnival funhouse theme, and a lot of hours go into getting it ready. There'll be a lot more lights and flashiness and sparkliness to this year. It won't be as dark, but it'll still be very, very creepy.
There has been quite the significant input from the youth at the center, and they're all very excited to see the fruit of their labor.
I'm excited about the amount of youth that will be in the building participating, so there'll be a lot of bodies in costumes.
The haunted house will be running October 27th and 28th from 6 to 10 p.m. And as for what you'll see,
there will be, I don't want to give too much away.
On Halloween night itself, there will be fireworks at the Stampede grounds. It's the only time you'll get to see fireworks during the year.
Well, the fireworks are always outstanding. The fire department does an amazing job in choosing fireworks every year.
So come out for the bonfire at 7:15 and then the grand fireworks start at 7:45. After the break, we check out a Back to Basics computer class aimed to teach people how to use technology. Welcome back. Now, computers are complicated things. I mean, I can't even still figure out how to do email on that thing. But did you know that the library has personal computer classes? I didn't, and it's great because they'll teach you whatever you need to know about computers. This man had never used a computer before coming here, and now he's already surfing eBay to check out the going values of his glass bottle collection. He's here because of the Partner-Assisted Learning Program, which helps people learn whatever they need to know on a computer.
Basically, we start with basics. The man this morning you saw had never used a computer before, so we have to be quite flexible. We have to have some materials prepared, and then I phone people the day ahead and I say, okay, what do you think you'd like to be working on tomorrow? So basically sitting and talking with people tends to help, right?
Oh, it does, yeah.
This is Marie Hardy's first time here, and she's already learning how to start taking advantage of her laptop.
Today I was mainly concerned about my pictures and getting them organized. And we're off onto other things now. Copy and paste and things like that.
The program has been running since January and has been getting some excellent reception.
Well, whenever I reach a stumbling block and then I have to come get bailed out with these nice people. Yeah, just some encouraging help, and it's totally awesome.
Generally, people are really happy. They're thankful that this is available. It doesn't, there's no expense for people. Some people wish we could come in every week, but there's only 2 of us, so.
The computer is a vital tool for doing almost anything nowadays, like editing this story, liking our page on Facebook, and of course, communicating with loved ones.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a connection to my family.
It's not just the students who learn, but the teachers too, and it's very rewarding.
Okay, I've certainly learned how to set up email accounts and what to do and what not to do. Also, I'm learning more about Word. It's a good learning experience for me too. And meeting the new people, it's good fun, and just seeing how people are so appreciative of the time. And have a seat. That's good for me. I'm happy that my time is well spent.
Do we need a password?
The program is free and runs every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. If you want to book an hour block, contact or visit the library. With Go Williams Lake, I'm Jonathan Horst. As mentioned in the last story, computers are excellent tools for keeping in touch with loved ones, especially over long distances. And in this week's Parenting 101, we meet 2 dads who explain why it's so important to stay connected.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Winnie. How are you?
Scott McLaughlin's daughters, Winter and Miria, have taught him a great deal, chief of which is the importance of spending time with them.
Well, being a dad, it's important to connect with your kids and spend time with them. I mean, they depend on you to be there for them and to have those experiences with you. Kids crave that attention and that physical contact and that mental contact. And, they want your attention, they want to learn.
He learned this lesson through his old Dodge Dakota, not exactly the most beautiful truck on the road.
When Winter was a year and a half old, I upgraded to a brand new Corolla, and she always wanted to go in the truck, regardless of where we went, and I couldn't figure out why. She seemed attached to that vehicle. And it wasn't until she actually began talking at age 3 that I discovered why. She wanted to get into the truck, which was old and ugly, because it was a single cab, and the car seat had to go right next to Dad. So she got that intimacy that she desired.
Now McLaughlin spends his time fixing up the truck after hunting trips, and it's become a great way for his girls to spend time with him. Bill Bristow's situation was much different. Serving for almost 26 years in the Navy, he was often out on deployment for 7 to 8 months at a time. Unfortunately, this was while his kids were growing up. But fortunately, he had a great idea to help stay connected, and it was by sending videotapes to each other.
When they're very young like that, you want to see them grow up. You don't want to, miss all those milestones in their lives, like when they first walk, when they first, talk. If you're not there for it. Having the videos was almost, like you can't be there, you can't see them. At least you could see each other through the videos. And it was, fun thinking of you know, what to send the kids.
It definitely was a unique idea, and it stood out on board the ship.
Like in the one video there that Brenda sent me of the kids painting the sign for my welcome home. You know, like I watched that in a mess with my messmates, and you know, there was a couple eyes that weren't too dry.
Not only is being connected with your kids good for them, but it's also a lot of fun.
When I'd go to sea, when I'd leave, at nights I would walk out, I'd go out on the flight deck and blow food kisses back to them and look up at Orion, because I could see Orion from wherever I was. And at the same time, for their bedtime routine, Brenda would take them out, you know, out to the back, you know, back porch, and they would look at Orion too, and they would blow food kisses back to me. And having those kind of routines kind of kept us connected.
You know, my favorite thing about fatherhood, believe it or not, is it's one of those Lion King moments. You know, just laying out under the stars at night on the lawn and looking up at them and pointing out the constellations and the planets. Girls asking what's going on up there. And you just lose yourself in a moment like that.
The different things that dads do to connect with their families are amazing. From home movies sent in the mail to a rusty old pickup that doesn't start. It's about making those connections, and it doesn't matter how. For Shaw TV, I'm Trish Morey.
Ugh. Yuck. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Go Williams Lake. I hope that you all have a fun and safe Halloween, and please don't eat too much candy. Here on Shaw, we'll be having some excellent original content to get you into the spirit of the day. And as for a witty sign-off, well, kids, remember, there's no such thing as a candy tax. Ugh.